Hey, how's it going, everybody? I think the last time I posted was probably 2 weeks ago. I want to say probably more, probably three. Yeah, it's probably been over 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe a month. Depends on when this video comes out. At least the time of this recording, it's been since the 3rd of September. I want to say, but it's been a while. It's been a whole type of, I don't know. It's been a feeling. It's been a crazy week, or not even week. It's been a crazy month, really. This month has gone by and so much has happened. Um, at the time of this recording, it is September 22nd, 2025, and a lot happened, like just this month alone. And it gets you questioning, okay, what's next? What is next for people like me? And by that I mean my generation, people my age. I'm around my 20s. I'm obviously part of the Gen Z generation. But what's next for us? Because we just experienced our own version of the JFK and MLK assassination. Whether you like somebody like Charlie Kirk or not, whether you like Charlie Kirk in general or not, you can't deny that his influence was insane. He had insane influence. He really did get the president elected. He stood for his beliefs. He stood for his love for Jesus. He stood for what he thought was right, and he did it in a respectful manner. And that is something that I know people my age, like me, I know a lot of people, young men included, and especially young women, but primarily young men looked up to because as people that seemed to be felt like they were silenced, or maybe they couldn't say much, or else they'd get fired, maybe they'd be targeted at school, whatever it may be. It almost seemed like there was a voice out there for people like us. And it almost reminds you, and I don't want to make direct comparisons, but it reminds you, like in the Bible, when Jesus would go and talk, and he would just go and preach about the word of God, and the Israelites and the Pharisees primarily, they did not like that at all, and they ended up they ended up killing Jesus. And I'm not comparing this to Charlie Kirk, saying Charlie Kirk is Jesus, obviously, but I'm saying that there is similarities between what happened to the two, and it is a shame what happened. And I don't want to talk too much about the assassination, the horrible assassination of Charlie Kirk. I really want to talk about what happens after this. Where do we go from here? Because if you're watching this, let's say 2025, and I don't know how it's going to be in the future, but if you're seeing the economy at the moment, it's going great, but it's expensive for somebody my age to own a house, and the job market's oversaturated. It's crazy because I also don't want to blame a generation, but we all know which generation did this to us, and I almost feel like maybe I'm generationist. I don't know, like you have sexist, racist, and generationist, but other than the golden age of the generation that fought in World War II, I think that we're almost near the best generation because of the hard work that our generation has done. How much, like, we are one of the hardest workers. We've gone through some of the worst things possible, imaginable, really. We've gone through three, technically four different administrations, and so far our livelihoods, the cost of living, everything's just been horrible. It sucks. It really is a struggle. You're seeing birth rates go down, but you're also seeing something very, very amazing. You're seeing more young people, again, my age and even younger, going to church. You're seeing more people coming out more conservative, and this isn't really like a Republican Democrat thing. It's more like right or wrong. And I'm not saying, oh, if you're conservative, that means you're on the right side, which obviously, nowadays people will probably say that, but that's not what I mean. Um, what I mean is there's so much evil in this world that's trying to take us down, trying to take us to the enemy and stray us away from God, that it feels. almost overwhelmingly positive, amazing that we still have this faith that we hold on to and this faith in Jesus, no matter what. Even after the murder of Charlie Kirk, there was people in campuses praying. There was people having vigils for Charlie Kirk, but most of all, people were praying. People were worshiping. People were praising God, and it's such a beautiful thing to see in this generation. So it's something that stems out of curiosity, but I just want to know what's next for our generation. Like what's next? Like are we going to have to go through another horrible thing like that, or are we going to get something I don't, I don't know how to say it, something great out of this? Because obviously what happened was horrible, but what can come next doesn't have to be just as horrible. We don't have to go ahead and incite violence. We don't have to go ahead and let hatred and anger and all this horrible ideas and things that have happened so far happen again or continue to happen or evolve really. Instead, our generation can show this world that through the power of Christ, through the power of love, that we are not going to stand back and watch as all this hatred kind of consumes our world. But instead, we're going to go ahead and show, look, yeah, this sucks. This horrible is happening, but we're enduring, we're preserving, and we're tenacious. We're able to keep going no matter how hard it may be. You know, you're seeing a lot of depression happen to people my age again. You're seeing a lot of suicide rates go up, like I've mentioned. But the little light that stems out of that darkness is just enough. It's just enough to keep going. And I've noticed that. I know I've had so many nights or so many days, like just in general, like it's horrible. I feel like I'm not enough. I feel like I've already failed. I feel like I'm never going to be able to be what I want to be and succeed in life, really. Own a home, have a family, be financially free. Granted, thank God I'm not in debt, but I can't speak for others. However, it sucks. It really does suck because you see your parents when they grow up, and you know, like my parents' properties or my parents' house freaking tripled since they bought it. And I don't know if I'll ever see something like that. You know, inflation only goes up or remains the same, doesn't go down. And so it sucks because we have to basically we've been handed this economy, we've been handed this world, and we're gonna be the generation that either screws up the next one or we save them. We become the people that, you know, fix it so that nobody has to go through what we went through. And I think that's something special. I think that says something because being handed over a great economy and ruining it, you know, that's one thing. But being handed over the worst economy, you know, suicide rates, depression, being handed over a society that's strayed away from God and saving it and coming back to this this time of peace almost is an accomplishment in itself. And I do feel like our generation is the one to do it. So when I ask the question, what comes next? Well, I think that's what comes next. I think what comes next is basically the savior. Like, first off, I think Jesus is gonna come back, obviously, but I also think that we're gonna be able to save this like world. We're gonna be able to save the next generation. I think what comes next is this next generation is going to probably get the best economy, the lowest suicide rates, the most birth rates, the most spiritual society. We're gonna find a way to make sure that our kids aren't gonna have to go through what we went through. Because who would, as a parent, you don't want your kids to go through whatever you went through. And I know as much as my parents never wanted me to go through what they went through, they never. It's like they never went through what we're going through right now. Nobody's gone through what we're going through right now. We're all glued to our phones. It seems like you can't find a job anywhere. You're expected to do it while you're called lazy. You're basically beat down. You're you're told you're not enough, whatever. You're told, oh, it's not that hard. Like back in my day, this and that. Like back in your day, yeah. Well, in my day, it's not like that. You ruined the back in my day. We're gonna be the back in my day because we're gonna build the best economy. We're gonna build the best everything. We're gonna build the best freaking country we can. I feel like, and you can see that again. You'll see that throughout college campuses. You'll see that when you look at what Charlie Kirk really did, and I think that's what comes next. I think, and in spite of all this darkness, again, we're gonna rise up and show everybody who said that we were just the dumbest or far from saving this generation. We're gonna show them that's not true. You're wrong. We're actually gonna be better than you, and I want to be better than what I've been given. I know our generation is gonna grow spine. It's gonna be the best, but I don't know. That's just my thoughts, and I guess that's about it, really. So I have another video coming out. I just had it recorded. I never was able to post it because I never had time. But hopefully, I'm able to find the time. Again, being this busy has taught me time management, taught me a lot of things. But yeah, I'm gonna post the next one after I post this one. Hopefully, this one gets posted probably the next day. By the time this video gets posted, probably be like 9/23, 2025, something like that. Who knows? But again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of this. I don't know. I think I was just blabbering or yapping just the whole time. Or not. Maybe that's just me. But thank you for watching. See ya. Yeah, I just wanted to add this part in. I recorded the video a pretty long time ago, but I just wanted to say that I'm going to be more consistent with my recording. School started, so it's been a lot harder. But I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope you enjoy the next one that comes out right after this. Yeah, it's really fun doing this, and I hate that I can't do it as often. But I also want to say I've noticed a lot of things happening in the world right now, and yeah, I don't know, it just feels good seeing. I don't know, feels good. That's about it. See ya.